Sagittarius, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. It's an energy reading, so whenever the reading reaches you, it's the time it was supposed to reach you. I'm going to start off with about first 5-6 minutes of the astrology, which is time sensitive. You can skip ahead if you want. If not, take a listen to the astrology because it usually does impact the energy, and at least you'll know when ground zero hit and when the energy launched. There's always an extended reading if you want to go deeper and get more details. That link is below, or you can join my Unbound membership here on Born Without Boundaries Tarot on YouTube, and that will give you unlimited access to all the extended readings as well as all the members only live chats and all the other goodies that come along with membership. So check it out. I have a second YouTube channel called called Astrology Motivation, and that's where I go live Monday through Friday to do a daily tarot card reading, and I hope you'll join me for that. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Sagittarius content comes out fresh and new every single Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So let's start with the astrology. Get ready to rock and roll because hello, it's you and Aries, buddy boy. Of course, Jupiter is in Aries. It's a really fiery and active and energized position, a great time to get things done. But Mars joins you. That's right. Mars joins you this week. In fact, it's just dropped in. So for the beginning of this week, the moon and Mars, well, the first day, I think today, Mars and the moon are conjunct Jupiter. And so there's this wonderful trifecta of not only having so much energy, but also having the moon there to reflect it all and bounce it all off of. That especially is a very emotionally volatile time though. So if you get through the first couple of days, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're going to be better off in terms of taking any action that you can really control, because with the volatility of the moon there too, there could be a sense of just going way overboard. Where Jupiter and Mars conjunct do have a tendency to go to extremes, especially to physical extremes. So be cautious of that. Generally speaking, however, this is a great time to start out any kind of physical activity or physical initiative, or even just initiative that, it needs a huge catalyst, a huge energetic push. You have it. That's exactly what Mars conjunct Jupiter is. And you have that conjunction for almost a whole week. Perfect conjunction happens, I think, on Sunday when they're at the same degrees in Aries. But most of the time, they're dancing between 1 and 2 degrees of each other. So this is really great energy for you, Sagittarius, for you to really just sort of expand and grow wherever you wanted to grow to, wherever you wanted to expand your life, those aspects of your life that you are looking to grow. Now is the time to get active in them. Now is the time to take action. The only thing, so the only thing that you would have to worry about with this conjunction is going overboard. Physical activity, if you know the physical activity, if you're good at the physical activity, this is definitely the time to just hit it hard. But anything new, you might be a little bit overconfident. So, that's where you'll have to use self-discipline if you're starting any kind of new physical activity. I know you want to just jump right in. You've got the energy for it. But just because you have the energy for it doesn't mean you have the muscles for it, you have the skill set for it, you've built up the coordination for it. That kind of stuff still takes time. So use your energy to work on building that stuff slowly and catalyzing building that stuff slowly instead of just rushing in and trying to do grand jeté on point your first day. You're gonna break something. Aside from that, I gotta say this is beautiful energy for you guys to just start off a great big project. And in this kind of energy, what you start off, you will finish. This is not energy that you'll run out of, because remember, you're Jupiter, and even though Mars isn't going to stay in Aries as long, and it's not going to be conjunct to Jupiter for longer than a week, a real strong, tight conjunction at least, you're still going to be Jupiter's still going to be in Aries, so it's still going to be burning hot, burning strong. This will last for 5 months. So ultimately, this is just a superpowered catalyst, like the flame that lights the fire. to get everything going, and then you'll be able to do the steady burn in continuity throughout the next couple of months. So this is an excellent time. You know, whatever you've been thinking about, whatever on your heart, go after it, go at it now. There is an interesting, for most of the time, this conjunction is unaspected, but when the moon goes into Gemini, around the time when it's going to become new, there is an interesting connection. I think that there's, first the sextile. It starts out with a sextile, and then it goes to a square. So a square the moon, this isn't even, still isn't even that bad. It just can make you a little bit, a little bit more volatile. So the best thing to do is to not go overboard or over exaggerate anything about yourself. Instead, in other words, you could get a little bit more frivolous, get a little bit party too much, you know, just use too much booze, that kind of thing. That's later on that's like Monday, Sunday into Monday. And Sunday is that perfect conjunction with Mars. So it's almost like this is the time when you really want to use your energy correctly. You don't want to take it for granted. You don't want to take advantage of it. And you don't want to allow yourself, in other words, you want to use up that energy, but you want to put it in the right places. You don't want it to just take over you. You want to take control of it. So it's just something to be advised of. Let's get into the cards. Ooh, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what do you got for me? What have we got for Sagittarius, God? What's happening? What does Sagittarius need to know? What does Sagittarius need to grow? I don't like that. That's a whole shit ton of stuff. What's going on? All right, we have one card here. Give with gratitude and grace. This is a time to be philanthropic. This is a time to be giving and sharing. The best thing that you can do right now is throw your whole self into investing and expanding your capacities for helping others. That's what it's saying. In reverse, we have trust the great mystery, whale spirit. It's saying come up for air. This is also a sense of wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. This is sort of recovery. It's kind of recovery. Okay, we'll get into it. We take the lead. This is about taking root, which is also still a really good energy, but it's almost like I know where I want to be. This is the time where I have to like plant my roots and ground myself. Squirrel energy, believe in yourself. So those aspects of yourself that you have been in doubt of, or maybe you want to take root, but you don't really know where you want to be, and take a leap of faith. This is in reverse. It's still a good energy, but there's almost a sense of not wanting or needing. I feel like you're having a like struggle. It's almost like you know what you want to do, but you're just coming up for air off of kind of being disappointed or hurt by something. There's some sort of sting in the air when it comes to you guys, especially around a decision that you want to make, where you want to be, where you want to live. You're not really sure that you can do it. Maybe you're not as certain as you want to be. There's been aspects or dynamics of this situation where, I don't know, because this doesn't even feel like you. Let's read some more cards because these cards actually confuse me. Sagittarius. You've had a lot of doubt that you could even get this, I think, off. Launch it. Hold on. See the big picture, that's you. Okay. And then we have be here now. And then we have be generous of spirit once again. Okay. I'll tell you this right now. It's like the way the cards are laid out, it's like pay the piper. You want to pay, you got to play. You want to play, you got to pay. What does that mean? There's a sense of what have you done for anybody else? And the people who have been good to others will see the universe be good to them. So it's almost like that's your tether. that's your payment. You want to go somewhere, you got to pay in. You got to be good to somebody. See the bigger picture. Overall, this is a sense of like back up and look at it from a higher perspective. This is Sagittarius. This is a natural viewpoint for you, but it's Taurus energy, so this is financial. Like, what is better? What is better for you? Where really, will you be happier? And where will you feel more confident? Be generous of spirit. Is there some sort of offer or opportunity that you've had sitting there in the pipeline, and you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to take it because something better might come along, but ultimately is like something better might come along, but you know you could be of service and you know you could be of help here. And if you've been sitting on this is where your ass is going to be kicked into. This is where like the boot is going to push you toward. That's what's going on. Be here now. See the beauty in where you are at this time. A sense of you really want to get going, you really want to get started on something, or really want to travel with something. I feel like there's traveling here or changing homes, but ultimately you don't necessarily know where you want to be. You just kind of want to be on the road, but at the same time, that's also keeping you back for some reason. That sense of not knowing where to leap. But ultimately, if you don't know where you're going, then you can't make a bad decision, right? I think sometimes we miss that. We miss the fact, Sagittarius, that it don't matter where you go if you don't have any specific place or time you got to be. But there's no way this could be your life. That's not all that's going on. But with Jupiter supercharged like this and relatively unaspected, I don't see there being a lot of conflict or complications in your life. That might be the challenge. You're so used to challenge fueling you that when you don't have challenge, it almost seems like a dead zone. When in reality, you have so much fuel that all you got to do is make up your own mind. But that's the problem. You're having problem making up your own mind. Because every time, it's like everywhere you turn and everywhere you look, something looks good. Now, this could really fuck up relationships, especially when the moon gets involved, when it squares Jupiter later on this week. There's just this sense of kind of going overboard and loving a little too much or changing moods too quickly. Like, that could really mess stuff up. Try to remember who you're talking to, I guess is what I'm saying. So Sagittarius, if you're dating multiple people, definitely remember who you're talking to, because that could really screw you up. But there is this sense of potential partnership here. Great time to start to meet people or be able to, take a risk or talk to somebody new. But I don't see you being very certain about what you want or where you want to lay it. I know you want a foundation, but it's almost like, trust your feelings, dude. Trust your feelings, guys. If you don't have the feelings, then don't do it. Like, there's your answer. And we always want the answer, like a little kid. This is the thing. This is very immature energy. It's in Aries, and Aries has a lot of energy, but it's like a child. It's very innocent. It doesn't have wisdom attached. And I feel like in a lot of ways that's sort of this energy right now. When you used to go into the store when you were a kid and you couldn't choose and you couldn't choose and you couldn't choose, or you thought you knew what you wanted and you didn't see it there, and so you thought, well, I have to choose something. I have to use my money for, you got money, $10 from your grandma for your birthday or some shit, and you went in and you didn't see the toy that you actually wanted. So instead you saw all these other toys. I gotta buy it. I gotta buy it. I gotta buy something. I gotta buy something. And then it's like you're bargaining with yourself, or you're making deals with yourself. And it's like, no, save your fucking money. Don't save your energy. Save your money. Don't waste it if you don't see something you actually like or you actually believe in. It's gonna be very hard for you. You're gonna be so like expansive and so into growth right now. You're going to be like, well, I have to spend it somewhere. You do not have to spend it anywhere. Spend it on you. Invest in your far sight. Invest in like what really makes me curious. What am I really interested in? Those kind of things. Don't spend your money save it. And it's not even about saving it. It's just about don't lower your standards for what you see in front of you. You have all this energy. You do not have to use it right now. If you don't use this energy will stay with you, right? It's a great time to take the energy and do something with it. But if you don't know which direction you want to go, keep it in storage. Nobody's going to tap into that energy. That energy is yours. You can use it. Put it in your pocket for a rainy day, or for a day, fuck rainy day. Put it in your pocket for a day where you're absolutely sure where you want to spend that energy. And that translates to everything money too. Because if you're not certain, you don't want to waste it on whatever's in front of you at that time. So that's going to be clearly a trick or a caveat to this week for you. Don't worry about it. You ain't alone. Scorpio and Libra, they both came with warnings. Both them damn readings. And you know what? It is. And it's not a warning like something bad is going to happen to you. It's a reading like you could fuck shit up by just not thinking things through, because it's so easy when Mercury is in retrograde to be frustrated, to get mixed messages, to not be thinking straight or making correct decisions, or to misinterpret something that somebody says. This is not a time to leap into anything or make decisions. It's a time to be receptive and take in information, so that when Mercury goes retrograde, which is less than it's like a week and a half away, right? That's when you use your energy. That's when you take the energy, you take the certainty that you then have, and that's when you sort of let it explode and really push things forward. Happy birthday, Doug Denny. We have, okay, you're working on something Libra. Maybe you're working on actually something legal. This is weighing things out and making sure that you've been fair, and making sure that you judge things based on like objective perspective. It's like be very judicious right now, especially when it comes to relationships. But I think in all partnerships that can be true. Then we have Gemini energy. So we have Libra and Gemini energy. You dealing with an air sign, dude? Somebody that you got to talk to, or that you want to talk to. You have somebody that you got to convince of something. That's what this is about. You have got to convince somebody of something. You want them to agree with you, but you don't exactly know how to convince them. You don't exactly know how to go about this. This is a sense of you're trying to build a case where you can get what you want by making it seem like it's going to work out equally for the both of you. You better think real clear. Is it really? Is it really? Because this is the time when karma is all cleared out, and you start to make checks or hatch marks in that brand new karma slate. And you don't want to be fucking with people or screwing them by trying to because you will be able to convince them. You will be very convincing this week. Yes, you will. And that's the thing, Sagittarius. You're going to begin your karma all over again if you screw somebody. So it's that's why this was the card that came out first. Make kindness and looking for the greater good and what's good for everybody, not just good for me, but what's good for everybody. Because honestly, you can get anything out of anybody now. And you know what? You should, if it's a good thing. But I'll tell you, if it's a bad thing, or where you're taking advantage of people, you're just building up new karma. Sagittarius, this is about moving forward. This is about going for it. This is about traveling. You might be traveling. You might be thinking about going and visiting somebody, or moving somewhere. I keep getting moving. Scorpio energy, rising from the ashes, a second chance, also taking things to the extreme. Watch out. I will say that. Watch out taking things to the extreme, especially when it comes to driving. Drive safe. You're a fireball right now. This is just a bunch of fun. This could be road trip for Sagittarius. Trying to think, be judicious, figure out things, how things are going to work. But, I mean, this is just super-powered, high-powered energy. Hold on a second. maybe you're getting a second chance to go somewhere or do something that you thought, you know, this is done, I'll never get to go back, or I'll never return. It's almost like in some ways you found a way to make something work. What is that? What did Sagittarius find a way to make work? This is also something toward the end of the year. Here and now. What is that here and now? Where you want to be here and now? Between now and when you take off, there's a sense of finding where you want to be here and now. Chaos and conflict, chop wood, and here and now. What the fuck is this? Something to do with your job. Okay. Here's the message. You don't have to kill yourself doing any kind of crazy ass work, because the work that you're doing is just temporary. That's kind of what it is. There's this mentality that you have to make a choice right now about the rest of your life, and you don't. And I know that I told you this is a good time to catalyze something that you really want to get done, but it's not a good time to start it this week. It's a good time to think about it, figure it out, and then really be sure about it. And like I said, if you start off anything, I would start off the research and the inquiry. You don't have to make a decision, and you probably won't make a real clear decision, at least till after that Gemini new moon. When you can really, I don't know, starts just like let in, but I would wait till after Mercury retrograde, to be honest with you, especially if you have to sign something. But especially where your work is concerned, your career is concerned, don't freak out, because where you are is just a stepping stone. It is not where you're meant to be. And there is a sense of realizing that this is just here and now. And I think that that's going to be the biggest takeaway right now with where you put your energy. Your energy is not going to go away, Sagittarius. Your energy is not disappearing anywhere. Your energy is yours, and whenever you're ready to use it, you can use it. And what you're doing right now is not the thing to take that seriously. It is a stepping stone, and it is not the rest of your life. You are gearing up to aim your arrow. That's what you're doing. It's like you're not shooting your arrow, you're taking aim, and you're getting that strength, and you're getting ready to fire. That's what's happening. Let's see where that arrow is pointed, okay? The link is below. I hope you guys join me for the extended. See you there.